Alone.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Charles for No Face City. I just want to chime in about, I want to give young men, I'm an older guy, I'm going to give young men some advice. In this world, you have to be, I'm realizing, you know how they always say, it's not what you know, it's who you know to make it in this world? I believe that, but I also believe that, you have to, not only do you have to know people, you have to be liked. You have to be liked in this world, man. If you're not liked in this world, it's going to be very hard for you to survive. It's going to be very difficult for you to get money, The reason why certain people are like celebrities, the reason why celebrities, I don't care how talented you are. Like, for instance, look at Kim Kardashian. She don't do shit. She don't sing. She don't act. Like, what did she do? She was in a sex tape. But she's in a position of power because people like her. That's the only reason people like Kim Kardashian. You know what I'm saying? Because she actually, and that, I remember one time, another example. I worked at a company called, y'all probably already know this. I worked at a company called TMZ for a little bit, right? And the lady who hired me, I believe she hired me just to fill a spot until she found somebody else. But at first we got along good, but eventually this woman did not like me. No matter how hard I worked, I couldn't save my job. She eventually ended up firing me, and I finally went off on her ass, which I feel like I shouldn't did that, but fuck it, she didn't like me anyway. I burned that bridge with TMZ. But anyway, the woman didn't like me, so I ended up getting fired. And I remember it was this guy that worked there. I ain't gonna say his name. I can say his name. His name is Brandon. I don't talk to the motherfucker no more. Shout out to Brandon. She loved Brandon, and Brandon could do no wrong. Brandon could come in late. She would cover for the nigga. Like, he would come to work drunk, and she would just laugh the shit off. I'd be like, this nigga is fucking intoxicated on the job, and you just laughing and shit off. But she liked Brandon. So therefore, Brandon's job was safe. And Brandon continued to work there at TMZ for years. You know what I'm saying? He was showing up late. I mean, he would do his job now. Don't get me wrong. Homeboy would get to do his job. But it was like, he didn't have no pressure on him. So he would come in, like, the boss liked him. So he would come in late and be drunk and sometimes don't turn it, because we had to turn in something every night. Sometimes he wouldn't turn shit in, Or sometimes he would turn stuff in the next day, and then it would be late. That's another thing we couldn't do, because TMZ was all about keeping up with current. You had to make stuff for the next day's show, and you couldn't turn in no late tapes. He would turn in late tapes. So it was stuff that he could get away with that I couldn't get away with, all because this woman liked him and didn't like me. You know what I'm saying? And I was just thinking to myself, I got fired. So my livelihood is not based on my skill and my talent. It's based on this woman liking me. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I realized, if you're not liked in this world, man, and you're trying to search for opportunities to get jobs, you're gonna have a hard time financially. Because I know people that I went to school with, cool people. I remember a guy I went to school with, I forgot his name. I went to high school with, and the coolest guy, I think his name was Levi, I forgot his name. But anyway, girls didn't like him. I'm like, why don't nobody? He dressed nice, he don't smell. Well, girls did not like him for whatever reason. They didn't like him. I remember hanging around him, and he was cool. He wasn't an asshole, wasn't a jerk, but it was something about him chicks that just did not dig. You know what I'm saying? And he suffered for that. He didn't have dates and stuff. So it's like, I don't know, man. It's like, how do you get around that? If you're not liked, if people don't like you, how do you, especially if you need, now, getting somebody to like you and it's not affecting your money, who gives a fuck, right? You don't like me, and you don't like me, and you're not helping put money in my pocket. I don't give a damn. But when you got to go out here and you have to survive and make money and pay for a roof over your head, food and stuff like that, and you're depending on a job to do this, like most Americans, we depend on jobs to be able to support ourselves. What if you're not liked? What if people just don't like you? And it could be for whatever reason. You don't have that it factor, or you're not like, you may not, you work hard and you're very deserving of this position at this job, but the supervisor that's over that position just don't like you. So now you skilled for the job, but now you don't get it because the motherfucker don't like you. So it's not based on, am I qualified? Do I have the skills for this particular job? It's not about that. It's about likability, and that seems like that's the most important thing. I feel like that's the only thing, because I feel like if people like you, it's almost like that old Key and Peele sketch. You ever seen that? I wish you watch Key and Peele. Key and Peele is, if y'all don't know, it's a comedy show. You just come on Comedy Central like 7-8 years ago with these two comedians, Key and Peele, which y'all know Peele, Jordan Peele went on to become the new Alfred Hitchcock. But anyway, they had a comedy show, and it was an episode on there where the guy goes in for an interview, and the guy's waiting in the lobby for his interview, and he hears what's going on inside the office with the other guy that's ahead of him getting interviewed. And the boss that really likes the guy, he's laughing. And then they come out the office. They done playing trips together. Man, you like my best friend. I never met nobody as cool as you, dog. Blah 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 blah. He's just going off how much he liked this guy, dude. If I still got a couple more people to interview, but I like you, dog. He was just saying this, and the guy that's waiting, he in the lobby looking at him like, damn, he loved the hell out of him. You know what I'm saying? So then when he went to try to have his interview, it was automatically this awkward energy. The guy didn't like him. So of course, he ain't finna get the job. That was pretty much the moral of the whole sketch. But the guy didn't like him, so it's like, why? I would have left. I would have turned. I remember watching that episode with an ex-girlfriend of mine, and she was like, after seeing that, how he was kissing homeboy ass, who went in for the interview ahead of him, and saw how the boss was just so into this guy, I would have just got up and left. Like, right? Why? Obviously, he's gonna hire him. As much as he kissing his ass and he just met him. So why am I even here? I might as well turn around and just go home. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Like, so my dilemma is with me is I don't really get along with a lot of people. The cool part about it is I'm the sweetest guy in the fucking world. So, but a lot of people don't fucking like me. I don't give a fuck, but I do give a fuck when it comes to, damn, I have to go out here and survive. I gotta eat. I gotta pay bills. Shit, so I need to star because a motherfucker don't like my outfit, or I don't get this particular opportunity because a motherfucker don't like how I talk or some shit, or they just don't like me. So now I don't get the position because you don't like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what the thing is. It's like, all that, do you have the skills? Do you have the work ethic? Do you have all the things that's needed for this particular job? You have all that, but the person just don't like you. I don't like you. Or a person didn't like your sister or some shit. I don't like his sister. So now I don't get the job because you had a fight with my sister when y'all was in high school and you realize I'm her brother. Like, see what I'm saying? So it's like, so what do you do? What do you do when people don't like you? How do you survive? I'm just curious, man. What do y'all think? When you have all the skills but lack likability, whether you a good guy or not, because I've seen people that are sweethearts and people still don't like them. Like, why they don't like that person? That person's a sweetheart. So just because the person don't like you don't mean that the person is a bad person that they don't like. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just curious, man. What do y'all think, man? What do you do when people don't like you? Like, when it comes to your finances, if you have that thing about you when you walk in somewhere and people just for some reason don't like your energy, then how are you going to get that big position if people don't like you? Or how do you survive? How do you make moves if people don't like you? You know what I'm saying? Like, is there a way to survive without being liked? Is there a way to become successful and be rich without being liked? You know what I'm saying? I guess people would say Donald Trump is the poster child of that. A lot of people don't like him. Look at him, he's the fucking president of the United States. How big a success can you be? I don't know, man. Let's talk about it in the comments, man. Let's talk about it in the comments. What y'all think?